Sometimes you find these game packs thinking, this is just too good to be truth. Looking at this, thinking, wow, a combo pack 4-in-1. I'm paying around 17.99 euros, as let's say around 20 bucks, for a gaming kit. So this includes a keyboard, headset, mouse and a mousepad. Or is it good? See, that is why I wanted to check out these products here on the channel. So consider subscribing, hit the little bell, become one of the Wicked family, because I do a lot of keyboard packages from China. I really love myself some cheap stuff, because sometimes you will be surprised to see what you're going to get. So therefore we're going to take a close look today at the Nedis. And Nedis is a brand that's basically selling all kinds of stuff when it comes to gaming. I, by the way, picked it up myself, $7.99, thinking this is so cheap, I just need to check it out here on the channel. So Nedis also, by the way, sells a lot of different stuff. I did a review about an upscaler, so you can upscale analog signal like RGB up to HDMI. So this is just a brand that sells all kinds of stuff, but this is more like the special gaming line inside the box. I must say they packed it up very well. The mouse itself, we're going to take a close look at it, how it feels, how it looks, and of course, how does it play. Take in consideration, like the mouse, it will be more like a basic optical mouse. The keyboard is not a mechanical keyboard like the old school 90s, having these more like first generation keyboards. And of course, how does it play? So if you are on a tight budget or you just want to have something pretty cheap because you like to have a budget kit to begin with your gaming adventure on PC, maybe this can something be very interesting for you. So therefore I just love to check out these products. Okay, to begin with, let's start with the keyboard. So the keyboard itself is more like an old school membrane. It does include a numpad that I think is very important, by the way. I still have this feeling that it looks like metal, but it's just fully made of plastic, and that is what we have with the weight and the feel. It feels quite cheap, like a cheap keyboard you can expect for this money. So layout itself, this is of course a QWERTY keyboard with a numpad. What I mentioned, I really love the numpad because I use it very often. Yeah, the cable itself is very long, it's around 1.50 meters. And this is what you're going to get with this cheap device. Yeah, another really nice woven cable at the bottom where you have two feet. The feet itself, it will be more like cheap feel. The decal of the back will give you some more information about the keyboard, the brand. Maybe you can buy this keyboard separately. Yeah, the feet are just having this cheap feel like always what you're going to expect with cheap keyboards. So that's for what you're going to get with the keyboard. And we're going to play a little bit later and how does it play within the game. So what I do really freaking unbelievable that you were going to get a backlight keyboard. Yeah, and it even has some basic features. So what you see is what you're going to get. We're having more like they say it RGB, but what you're going to get are just basic colors. You can change it out like deluxe keyboards. We're having some different options like fade in, fade out. You have more like a Christmas tree feature. There are so many different features for this keyboard, but as you can see, it's not a deluxe like a real expensive mechanical keyboard where you can change out all of different lights, and there are basically RGB LEDs on each key. This is just a basic backlight, nothing special. So here in close look, as you can see how it light up and how it will look. So in the end, I think it's a pretty cool feature for a super budget gaming device or accessory. I think it's pretty cool in my opinion. So for me, I like the keyboard for the money. Alright, so let's take a close look at the RGB gaming mouse that comes with it. And with RGB, we'll go and get into it a little bit later in this video. But first let's talk about the model. So as you can see, this mouse has specially made for this gaming kit 4-in-1. It doesn't have really a name for itself. But the mouse itself is similar like the ones I've reviewed from AliExpress that cost around $5. So the first thing I don't like about it are the side buttons. They're getting quite long travel. Something I find really annoying when you have a shooting game and you want to switch weapons or just browsing. You need to press the buttons very hard, or better said, very long. Something I don't like. I more like the short travel clickies. So the scroll feels quite nice. The same goes for the left and right button, more like the cheap click. As you can see, it has more like this rubbery compound on it for extra grip. I do like it a lot. So the mouse itself, the sensor is an optical. So far I know, there isn't a lot of information out there, but so far I know it's around 1000 dpi up to 1800. So it's a basic gaming mouse. It does have a very long, very nice woven USB cable 2.0. Alright, so the RGB light up. I just want to give more like a quick view over this. So take into consideration with these cheap $5 mouses, you're not going to get the RGB like a very expensive mouse from Logitech, for example. This is just a basic light up feature that just cycles through the colors, nothing special. And so far I know you can't turn it off, so what you see is what you're going to get. Sometimes when you're pressing the DPI button, it will change back to a different color. Pretty annoying, because there is no way of using it differently. So yeah. The gaming mousepad is just a basic mousepad you can find in your local store. It does have more like this combination of fabric at the top, and at the bottom we have more as a rubbery compound for the grip, of course. I do like how they made it. It feels quite nice. It feels also quite smooth. And in combination with the gaming mouse, you will notice that it has a very nice guidance when it comes playing in combination with the mousepad. So I think a mousepad is a pretty good addition to this kit, because you're just going to need it. Sadly, it's quite small, so I personally prefer a bigger mousepad. But yeah, for the money, I think we can't complain, people. So when you take a close look at the headset itself, it's pretty basic in many ways. So to begin with, as you can see over here, everything is made of plastic, and that's what you're going to get. Plastic fantastic with a cheap headphone. The microphone sounds pretty decent, not to be compared of course with the one I'm using now, but it's more like it's fine with voice chat. I wouldn't recommend using it for a YouTube video. As you can see over here, we're having this adapter, so we can use this headset in your PlayStation 4 controller. So that is really convenient, and you just have this adapter so you can use it in your PC. Nevertheless, I think it's pretty cool, and that is what you're going to get. It's not super comfortable in my opinion, I can already tell you that. But I must say that it sounds not bad for a very cheap headphone. It has a lot of bass, mid and high. Yeah, it's noticeable, but it's not perfectly of course. But for a gaming kit, a very cheap gaming kit in combination with a headset, it's not super comfortable, but yeah, for the money, again, we can't complain. And it's not a Razer or a Logitech, another extremely high expensive headphone. But yeah, how does it play? So when it comes to the keyboard itself, it's an old school membrane keyboard. And I did notice that it is quite responsive. I do like the membrane buttons and the touch of it. It's not a very long travel keyboard, because that is also a little bit of a problem when you're having some of these keyboards. And I did also notice that there is kind of a weird curve in my space that I'm not going to use because my finger is on a different position. But in general, it is a very nice responsive keyboard. Yeah, if you're used to mechanical keyboards, you will maybe not like this. But in general, I grew up with, let's say, membrane old school keyboards. And this, it looks cool. And yeah, to be honest, it plays not that bad. The mouse itself is quite comfortable because it is a very big mouse in combination with my adult hand that plays very nice. If you're going to talk about responsive, yeah, it's an optical, it's an old school technology, and the DPI settings are not that great. So it's just a basic mouse. If you're searching for a mouse for high competition, I think you need to search elsewhere. It's just a basic mouse that costs normally around $5 or so. So this is what you're going to get with this Upia 4-in-1 gaming combo kit. I think it's pretty cool if you want to have a cheap kit for your gaming setup and you just want to start and you don't have a lot of money or you don't want to spend a lot of money. Nevertheless, I think this can be a very cool kit to have. I want to thank you for watching. Consider subscribing, hit the little bell, become one of the Wicked family. And if you have any questions regarding these products, yeah, let me know in the comments and I will see you in the next video.